my voice when I tell you, if you bleach your hair, it is going to cause damage. I need to wash my hair, but first, let's talk about these natural hair tips that I saw on TikTok.
When you don't have a dryer to sit under,
this was to be funny, but I did buy a blow dryer attachment and it ended up not fitting on the root of my dryer. So if you want to try this, I read in the comments that you can also try a plastic bag, like a bigger one than this, on top of the plastic bag.
Foundations and the fundamentals of washing, conditioning and styling curls. Just a disclaimer, this doesn't have to fit how you style your hair. You may not like this technique. That does not mean it is wrong. And if it doesn't work for you, that is absolutely fine. Moving forward, you're going to start off by soaking the hair as wet as humanly possible. We know that lower porosity hair doesn't take in water the same way that high porosity hair does, so we are going to help open the cuticle up using a shampoo. You not only want to shampoo the whole entire scalp to make sure it is clean, but you also want to make sure that you shampoo the mid-length and ends as well. Shampoos typically have a slightly more alkaline state, meaning that they have the ability to open up that cuticle to allow water in. And the whole entire process is to get water into the hair, because that water minimizes the amount of frizz, it helps create definition, and it's going to keep your hair hydrated for as long as possible. So really make sure that you work that shampoo in a downwards motion down the hair. Don't just scrunch all of the hair up all in one. Make sure you're bringing the hair in a downward state. This is also going to help with elongation to make sure that your curls have as much length as possible. You can see after 2 shampoos that the hair is absorbing water. Now when you're adding your conditioner, make sure you condition tip to root. This is your sealer. We are told that oils are our sealers, but your conditioner is what seals in that water. Because of the acidic rain, meaning that it sits lower on the acidic scale, it is going to help seal and close that cuticle back down. That is going to lock in all of that moisture. Moisture being water. Now, when it comes to styling, I am using a gel. We are using I Create Hold. The biggest tip that I have is I Create Hold requires a lot of water, and this makes sure that that product has slip and the hair stays wet for as long as possible while styling. I'm taking vertical styling throughout the hair to make sure that I get movement in these curls. Now, technically that top section is horizontal, but it's split down the middle so it becomes vertical. We are just doing a basic trim just to make sure that we maintain length, and I'm actually going in and just adding a little bit of a layer just to help blend out the short top to the bottom. We are on a growing journey, so we are literally just adding a little bit of shape while it grows out, and these are the final results. Now, if you don't like this styling, that is fine, but this is what we were aiming for, and you can see every curl is hydrated, it has movement, and the definition is insane.
Okay, so I love Hair King Callum's videos. I've been seeing a little bit of like controversy around him, and I'll make a video about that separately, but the end result was super beautiful. I feel like he's very like knowledgeable about low porosity, high porosity, how to work with different gels. Like, he really understands it, he really gets it. And I've also heard bad things about, he said I Create Hold, that's referencing the InnerSense I Create Hold gel, and I have that product. I recently purchased it and I actually really enjoyed it on my natural hair. This is sewing. We'll talk about this later, maybe in a different video, but I don't know, I feel like he's very knowledgeable. I'm gonna make a separate video about the controversy. We can talk about it in the comments if you want to. And I think he was kind of like over apologizing, because no matter how thick your skin is, it's gonna get to you. However, the point is, the end result was gorgeous, and I feel like her hair will be even more beautiful when the curls kind of, I don't know, if you have curly hair and you don't wash it on a daily basis, you know that it kind of like shifts and forms. Day 1 does not look the same thing, does not look the same as like day 3, day 4, day 6. Yeah, I really enjoy his videos, and I love the background. It makes me want to decorate more.
This is an apology letter to all of the girls with thick hair. When I used to see you, I would get so envious and wonder, why can't my hair look like that? Why can't it blow in the wind and flow and be full and voluminous and not see-through? Why can it not be me? But after dealing with y'all hands on, baby, I understand. I know. And I'm sorry that you have to deal with all this. You cannot help the hair you was born with. For the longest, I wondered, why do her stylists charge an extra $20, $30 for thickness and for length? That's insane. You cannot help with what you were born. And even though I don't believe in their philosophy, I definitely understand why they do it. So if you one of the oh so blessed members of the thick hair community, I'm going to keep you in my prayers. And I'm just going to pray you find the right stylist that treats you and your hair with love and respect. This is an apology.
Okay, so there weren't
This is an apology letter to all of the girls with the.
There weren't any specific tips in that video, but if you don't know, hear my voice when I tell you, if you bleach your hair, it is going to cause damage. Did you see the end where she was clipping the girl's ends and she basically cut off all the blonde pieces? That is because that part of her hair was extremely damaged, and if you want to bleach your hair, you are going to damage it. Okay? At some point, you are going to have to cut it off. All right? I don't know why that's revolutionary to some people. Your hair is not super extremely strong. It cannot take it, and you are going to have to cut it off. I be seeing people surprised about that, but like, don't do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I've never colored my natural hair. I will just buy some weave. However, anyway, moving on. I'm just gonna include these infographics. Pause to read, but it's a blast. And this person made the best. This person made an infographic about the best flat irons for black hair, and she included reasons why you should purchase each thing. Very, very, very important, because hair tools, hair products can be very expensive. You don't want to be wasting money. I'm trying to help you out. I know I saved this for me. And we love the girls doing the work for us. So this is the best flat iron for black hair. And then we have the silk press for black hair as well. She's telling you how to do a silk press. This is not how I do mine. Well, I've never done a silk press before. Let me shut up. Also, before you do a silk press, make sure you clarify that hair, because it will be oily or like weighed down. Like, it won't have the flow that you're looking for until you clean that hair thoroughly. Okay?
My name is Destiny. This is the Kainor Experience, and today I am teaching y'all how to do perm rods. As I do with every natural style, I go in with my Dream Cream leave-in conditioner just to add an extra layer of hydration to the hair before I start. I part my first row, and then I go in and make sure I detangle it before I add my far out foam to the style. The foam is how we're actually going to set the curls. So to get your rods, you're going to start at the root and wrap down. A lot of people start at the ends and wrap up. Ultimately, either method works. I prefer this method because it prevents the roots from puffing up, and it also works better for clients who have layers, because it's hard to gather all the ends together to get them around the rod if the hair is layered. I'm going to slow it down for y'all. Place the rod at the base of the hair, wrap around, and kind of make sure you're twisting the hair as you're wrapping, so that way your set has a more coiled look to it when it's complete. The white papers on the ends of the rods are called end papers. I like to use these just to make sure the ends are secured and that the rods don't come undone. I've seen people do very successful rod sets without using them, but I just prefer to use them. I typically have 4 to 5 rows in the back of the client's head, depending on their head size and density. Each row should not be wider than the rod itself. And then for how I like to install the rods is I like to brick lay them. So that means each row is going to fall within the crack of the row beneath it. This is how I make sure there's not too many rods in a person's head so that they can comfortably sit under the dryer. My clients typically like for their rod sets to fall in their face, so I do diagonal parting on the front 2 sections so that way the rods can fall into their face when I'm done. My clients typically only sit under the dryer for an hour before we take them down, and a lot of people wonder how come this isn't taught in cosmetology school, and that's because perm rod sets are usually for chemical perms, and this is a natural wet set. So this is only designed to create a temporary curl. After I remove the rods, I pull each curl apart about 3 to 4 times, maybe even more sometimes, just depending on the client's density again, and that's going to create the fuller afro look. And after that, you are all done. This is one of my most popular services and the results always come out great. If you want to purchase any of the products used in the video, click the link in my bio and tag me in your videos if you decide to try this technique. My name.
So I make these videos to compile TikToks because I know that TikTok, it's hard to like actually absorb information from there. But if you do anything, I feel like the Houston hairstylist, you should really look her up. She has a lot of really good tips. I have never done a perm rod set on myself, but I have had it done. I have had it done professionally. This is such a cute hairstyle. In the end, where it's like all perfect looking, it's not gonna look the same like 2 or 3 days later. It is so beautiful. I wish I could find a picture for y'all. I'll have to go to my grandma's house. I don't think I can have it up in this video, but perm rod sets are so cute. It has that like uniform curled look, if that's what you're looking for. It's a really good way to, like, I've heard people say that their natural hair doesn't look cute for special events. I think if you want your natural hair to look cute for a special event, a perm rod set is what you want to do. A lot of good tips about the end papers and about starting from the base of the hair. Love her page. Down.
Ways I keep my length with having long, dense 4C hair. So one of the ways is I am very gentle with my hair, okay? I am not rough at all. As you can see in this video, I am being very gentle with taking down my hair. I'm not rushing. I'm not doing none of that extra, okay? If my hair feels a little bit dry or whatever, I will use a little bit of oil or cream or whatever the case may be. But it's not dry, and I just make sure I take my time. Another thing I do is I finger detangle my hair first. So I get out any big tangled shed hair with my fingers first. And then I'm able to go in with a comb. Usually my hair is already moisturized or lubricated, but after I finger detangle, got out most shed hair, most big tangles or knots, I will then use a comb. And I only use a comb on wash days. I do not overcomb my hair. A lot of y'all are overcombing y'all 4C hair, which I didn't know that people did that. You do not need to comb this type of hair every single day. There is another method that I do to detangle my hair, but I'm not going to get into that. That'll be a separate video. But shout out to Naturally Nika because it's called the baggy method. But anyway, another like major thing that I do that does not or that helps me retain so much length with my 4C hair is that I do not allow my 4C hair to shrink. Not because I don't like shrinkage. I love shrinkage. It's just that because 4C hair is super coily, this is my curl pattern right here. Because 4C hair is super coily, it will wrap around itself because it has nowhere else to go. And that creates single strand knots, which then creates breakage and split ends and tangles and unnecessary shit. So my 4C hair is always in a stretched state. Braid outs, twists, braids. I keep my braids in for like 2 months at a time. My hair never shrinks up fully like that coil you saw. That was a piece of shed hair, obviously. So I never allow my hair to get to that state fully. If I want to wear my hair shrunken, like a shrunken afro, I can, but I won't wear it no more than a week. So after a week, I will then stretch it back out. So that way I don't have to worry about a lot of single strand knots or a lot of breakage from the single strand knot. But my hair is like this 99% of the time, stretched, like in this video. So that's really it. Okay, so here's some ways
These tips are so good. His hair is very beautiful, I want to say. So he's saying that he always has his hair stretched. And he's being very gentle, which is super important because I actually went to a hairstylist before that was we were talking about how some hairstylists only want to work on certain types of hair, like excluding the 4C range. And she was saying that with 4C hair, you just have to use more heat and you gotta like not be scared to be rough with it. And those are kind of the hairstyles that you want to avoid because they don't care about the health of your hair. They just kind of like want to get you in and out. So I would not recommend going to those types of people. And the way that they see your hair, like when they think that 4C is ugly or something to be avoided, that language is so bad for us because it is just the way that our hair grows out of our head. So move away from that. But these tips are so good. Always wear what he's saying. Super important. I love when men have long hair, not gonna lie. One more about length retention.
I'm scalp massaging my hair every single day for 2 hours in 2025, and I'm going to bring you guys with me. So it's actually the secret to stimulating hair growth. And I know a lot of people are like, no, because hair grows from this and hair grows from that. But hair grows from stimulating blood flow, guys. That's actually the secret that I guess is not being talked about. The issue is 5 to 10 minutes a day doesn't cut it, okay? Oh, sorry, Jackie's here with me too. But 5 to 10 minutes a day doesn't cut it, okay? That there's not a lot of research done on the prolonged effects of scalp massaging for more than 5 to 10 minutes. But as a person with a degree in molecular cell biology and a cosmetic chemist, I figured I'll be the one to spearhead that research. So my goal is to see what it's like. And my theory, my hypothesis is that scalp massaging every single day for 2 hours with a mix of electric scalp massage and utilizing a gua sha comb, if I could get it out, there it is, because I don't want to use my hands. I feel like my hands will get fatigued trying to do this. We'll have the most accelerated hair growth. Plus I do things to retain length, like I micro trim. And when I say I micro trim, before you're like, no, wait every 6 to 8 weeks. That is the most outdated advice. I was going to wait for a whole video to tell you, but like I could help someone now. Do not wait 6 to 8 weeks to trim a split end that you currently see. If you see even if it's like a centimeter, it's better to trim that centimeter. If you moisturize your hair every other day, trim it now so you don't have to trim it later. And you won't have less to, you'll have less to trim because split ends travel up the shaft to the root. So you will be causing thinning and breakage by waiting. It's very outdated advice and it makes you actually boo-boo the fool. So don't be boo-boo the fool. And if you see a split end, a little baby, stringy, weirdo end, trim it right then with a good pair of hair scissors. But yeah, back to scalp massaging. That's my theory, that doing it for 2 hours every day with, I do 20 minutes in the morning with my gua sha, 20 minutes in the afternoon with my gua sha, and I put my scarf on, and then I put my bonnet on. That's actually the secret with scalp massaging, so you don't frizz up your protective style because my hair isn't bent, mini twist to keep them stretching. This is how I wear my hair. Doing those two together in the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and then taking your electric scalp massager, charging, and putting it in your head in different spots. It runs for 10 minutes at a time. And remoisturizing your hair every other day where you're doing the lock method. My hypothesis is your unprecedented hair growth. Like we know that 5 to 10 minutes a day of scalp massaging gets like from your hair grows a ½ inch a month of you doing nothing. So that probably gives it to like 3/4 inch to an inch additional, a month of hair growth. But with 2 hours a day, that's the reason why, and this is the only reason why they don't say this when it comes to diet. Sorry, I have to take a breath. So when it comes to diet, people just say eat healthy, but they don't know why. When you eat things hair loves, nice fats, all those things, when you eat the things that hair loves, right? It's supposed to be delivered through your blood vessels to feed the strands. But if you have poor circulation...
Okay, so I'm not gonna watch the whole video, but we love a girly with a cellular and microbiology degree. Is that what she said? But the main point is that you need to do scalp massages. You need to moisturize your hair with the lock method, LOC, that's leave-in, oil, and then conditioner. I'm gonna correct myself while I'm editing. But super good tips right here. And also stretching the hair and micro trimming. There's no point in like letting your split ends sit. I'm scared to cut my own hair anymore, but I definitely hear the points that she's making, all really good and really valid. We could really talk about this for hours, and I am going to spend hours discussing this, just not in this current moment. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Watch my natural hair maintenance videos. I do implement this knowledge as well as things that I learned from my hairstylist that went to hair school and that is very trained in doing natural hair. I will see y'all in the next one. Go ahead and subscribe because it does help the channel grow, and leave comments because I do be reading them. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Goodbye.